Welcome to part 2 of the electrical wiring of sailing vessel FreeStyle. Yeah. Alright, picking back up where we left off. Still running some wire inside the boat. Right here is actually some old wire, and figured out where that all ran to. And instead of trying to have the headache of running new wire, the old wire works perfectly fine. If you cut it back enough, there's no corrosion whatsoever underneath there. And the insulation still all is well, so we're going to use whatever old wire we can, and then if anything on the other end, we'll attach maybe some colored wire just for easier identifications of the wire. Yeah.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Guys, guess what happened today? Guess what I got? Solar panel.
That's boring too.
You don't even know what a solar panel is, do you?
Boring.
You're boring. Why don't you go play Minecraft?
You're boring. I'm gonna watch YouTube.
I'm gonna make YouTube.
All right, we just hooked up the the charge controller battery into the main circuit board here. Have not hooked up the solar panel yet, but basically this is the main battery cable, positive and negative, that plugs in there. These two wires are the positive and negative that end up going to your battery switch and negative bus bar, which is, I don't know, down here somewhere. So basically you got your battery, your load, and this is where the solar panel will plug into. And so as it's set up right now, as you can see, it works. We got 12.2 volts there, 12.2 volts there, so it's all constant. The only thing left to do now is to actually hook up the actual panel and see if that starts charging the battery. My nose is really plugged up, so I probably sound really funny right now. I'm still out here working anyways, just for you.
We are back inside the boat now, and you can see everything's all hooked up, and it's reading 12.9 volts, which means it is charging. And actually this gauge here is actually showing over 13 volts, which is definitely a charge voltage. If you the display shows flashing towards battery is charging on the display. So yeah, and then we could actually turn this on here, and lights should all come on. And now the display is showing that the battery is connected to the load also. So it's kind of doing two things at once. Yeah. Solar power! Alright! We're harnessing the power of the sun right now. Oh, and my nose is better too. I took some took some nose medicine, and now my head's clear and I can talk better. And yeah, so the only thing left to do now is we gotta finish up this little area here, what I'm gonna call the nav station. We'll finish up the nav station here. We also gotta hook up the DC outlets and the USB outlets. Then I think we'll call the electrical project Dunzo. So let's get going on that stuff. But I made. Alright, the next thing we're going to do with the electrical here is deal with the original wiring that came with the McGregor. Originally, for the most part, it's still fine and it still works. I've tested everything all before. That's what these alligator clips are here for. The stern light worked, the navigation lights worked. The only thing I couldn't get to really work was the masthead light. That's not to say the wiring was bad to the outlet. It could just be a bulb in the masthead light. So I'm gonna try to keep everything that's already here now instead of trying to run new wires to all those things, because especially the navigation lights and the stern light, the giant pain in the butt. That wiring, the wiring from the navigation light actually goes up into the stainless tubing there in the bow. I don't know if that would be a pulpit. Pulpit really goes off, but you know, in the bow area, it goes up into the rails to the navigation lights. So that would all have to come off to replace that wiring. I just don't want to deal with that. Same thing with the stern. That's got to go out through the back, through the lazarette, through the hull. I don't want to mess with that. So if it all works, if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's kind of my policy. So we're going to keep the original wiring there. We're just going to hook that up to our circuit panel. The only thing I might replace is the wiring that goes to the mast light. Maybe. But we can actually test that easily enough to see if there's power going up there. So we'll do all that now, and then the only thing left after that is going to be powering the DC outlets. Yeah, that one was easy enough. Alright, we've already got an issue with the navigation lights. So we know it's not working without even going up front to check it, because when I flip the switch, there's absolutely 0 amps being drawn out of the system, so you know that there is no light on up there. So either the light is busted or something's not hooked up right. Alright, so we are up here at the navigation light, and it turns out it is just the bulb that is busted out. You can see it's kind of blackish, and the filament actually looks pretty good. Actually, no, there is one spot I can see where it's broken right down at the end, but just to double check and make sure, I got a multimeter out here, and if you can see, we make a connection, and
there is plenty of power going right to this outlet. So we're all wired up correctly. We just need to replace the bulb, or actually what I'll probably do instead is just replace this whole light and get something that's LED, because it's much more energy efficient, and it's simple enough to change out without having to rewire or reseal anything. So I'll put that on my honey-do list too. Alright, now we have the mast light hooked up. I said before, this never worked when I tested it before, but chances are it's just the bulb on the mast. Even if the mast was up, we wouldn't be able to test it. So I got my my meter again, and we'll just test it like this and see if we have a connection there. And we do. Alright, so now we know we have the stern light is hooked up, navigation light's hooked up, and the masthead light's all hooked up and wired. All the cabin lights are now wired. Next up, I think, is the DC outlets. Okay, so all the USB power outlets are now hooked up. Biggest problem with this one, I'm here in the V-berth. Biggest problem with this one is the space between the hull and the wall isn't big enough to fit the size of the socket. I suppose I probably should have gone into this bulkhead here to do it. That would have been the smartest thing to do. But in retrospect, hey, you know, hindsight, as they say, is 20/20. So, instead of just leaving a big hole here and then doing it here, I'm going to keep this spot, but what I'm going to do is probably just get a block of wood, just to get it to sit pretty like this, and then I'll just screw the block of wood into there. So it kind of protrudes out a little bit, but it's nice and solid, and I'll make it look halfway decent. So other than that, though, all the USB power outlets are now hooked up. Look at the creepy lighting. Dun dun dun. All the lights are now hooked up. To finish off, like this light, though, I'm gonna need the wall for the head to be put back up. Same thing with the headlight. I'm gonna need, you know, this wall to be put back up, because that's gonna go in to the bulkhead here, and the wall kind of bolts into there at the same time. So that's all gonna need to go back up before I finish that off. What else as far as the electrical? I mean, the horn still needs to be wired, but we don't have a horn yet, so we're not going to bother wiring that. And the bilge pumps need to be wired, but we don't have bilge pumps yet, so we're not going to be wiring that. And the only other thing that would really need to be wired too is, I was going to do like a entertainment system up here, kind of like a car stereo deal with the screen that lets you play movies and stuff like that. So I figured, while we are all sitting here eating dinner, if it's a rainy day or something like that, we can throw a movie up on the entertainment system. I found one on Amazon for $60 or $70 or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how that works out in a future episode. So the last thing we really got to do, as far as I'm concerned with this electrical system, is kind of tidy up this jungle mess. And then same thing down in like all the lower areas. We'll go through and we'll zip tie all that together, and I even got some flex tubing. It'll keep it all nice and, you know, tidied up, so we don't have spaghetti wires everywhere. So let's hurry up and get that over with. So just a quick recap here of how the solar panel is installed. It's super easy. So basically, out there, obviously, because it's the winter and this boat's under a tarp, we don't have it mounted to the sailboat anywhere. But outside of the tarp is the panel. To the panel are 2 wires that connect directly to the solar panel. With the connection's already there. It's literally just plug and play. They just click right into each other. So that part is super easy. So you just snap your positive and negative into the panel, run your wires whichever way you're going to run them, and they come in. For me, they go behind here, obviously. We'll clean this up at some point. And they come up, and you got your positive and negative here, input from the panel. You got your positive and negative from the battery that go into here. And then you got your positive and negative for all of your goodies that come out of here. So that's all there is to it. Piece of cake, right? So basically, battery comes up to here, the panels come up to here, and then all the stuff here is wired, you know, from basically from the switch in the negative bus bar to these 2, and then there you go. It all works. Bleep. Love it. Look at this. Electricity everywhere. What else do we want? These things be powered up. What's that? DC outlets. Boom. Got power. Boom. Look at that. Blue light over there. Power. There's power everywhere. This is awesome. And we're still at 13.1. This one says 13.2 volts, which is more than the regular topped off 12.8, 12.9 battery, because the sun is hitting the panel, and it's kind of a cloudy day, but still some light is hitting the panel, and it's converting it into electricity, and then it's going to the battery, and it's providing a charge for free. I love it. All right, guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Solar panel is hooked up. It's working out awesome. It's been hooked up now for, you know, a week and a half or so. And it's been keeping the batteries topped off this whole time I've been in there running the lights all day long. So yeah, this thing is working out great. Come springtime, we just got to find a place to mount it, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Free power with the wind. Free electricity with the sun. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Sailing freestyle, man. Free wind, free sun, free style. I love it. So yeah, if you want one of these solar panels yourself, check out the link below. You can get one on Amazon. It was only around 140, 150 bucks. Well worth every single penny, if you ask me. I just can't say enough about it. I mean, I can't believe how much the price of these panels has come down. It's totally affordable for anybody who wants to keep their batteries charged up. And yeah, so yeah, pretty much electrical system is done now. The only thing we got to do is wire the bilge pumps when those come in, and we got to wire some kind of I was going to put like an entertainment system up in that bulkhead above the gallery, like one of those double-din car stereo kind of things with the LCD screen TV. I found one also on Amazon for around $70, and you can put like little movies on an SD card and that kind of stuff. So that's something that might have to be wired in the future. But I mean, other than that, electrical system is all set and ready to go. Next episodes coming up are all going to be about the woodwork in the boat. Refinishing some of those panels. We're going to rip the mirror off that panel that goes behind the galley because I just think that's hideous. The head door is all rotted out, so we're going to make a new door for the head. That's going to be upcoming in a new episode. So yeah, look forward to that. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe if you think the videos were cool, so you get all the updates. Click that little bell at the bottom because that will give you notifications whenever I post a new video. And like, subscribe, share with your friends, share on social media. That all helps. And check out Patreon. Thank you to all my patrons. You guys are like, you're the fuel that keeps me going, guys. I can't, say how much I appreciate all of you and everything you do to me. Do to me, do for me. I don't think you guys do anything to me. That would be kind of weird. But thank you guys for all that. And everybody else, go check out the Patreon page. You get some cool little perks when you sign up to become a Patreon. And guess I'm so close to being up to 2,000 subscribers, guys. 2,000 subscribers. That's crazy, and it hasn't even been a year. So thank you all very much for the continued support. When I hit 2,000, I think I'm going to release some like t-shirts and make t-shirts available, stickers and that kind of stuff. And when I do that, I'm going to alter the patron rewards tiers a little bit, so some of the patronage will get you either a T-shirt or a sticker and that kind of thing. So wait, keep on subscribing so I get to 2,000. We'll get that ball rolling. I don't know. Is that going to end? Is that going to do it for the end of the episode ramble? I'm at 3:22. It's a pretty decent ramble, right? Not too long, not too short. What else can I say? Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time, and we'll get those panels worked on, all right? All right, guys. See you later. Spring is almost here. It's hard to tell because of the flurries and the snow everywhere, but it's coming. I can feel it. I can taste it. I can smell it. All right, bye.